Well, good morning, everyone. I want to thank you for being here. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Casey Hogan, and I serve as the Assistant Athletic Director for Development here in the Tarleton Athletic Department. I'm also the voice of the Texans. I do all the radio play-by-play here at Tarleton, and it's a real honor to do that, and it's a real honor to have each of you here today. This is a very important announcement for our athletic department, and we have a great crowd here. I know it's a Friday. A lot of folks tend to take Fridays off around here, so we appreciate you being here today and taking a few minutes out of your time, your busy schedule. Today's a very important day for our athletic department. Today we're going to announce three things. We're going to announce a rebranding of our multimedia and broadcasting. We're going to announce a partnership with a new radio station. And last but not least, we're going to announce some new radio talent that's going to be on the Tarleton Sports Network next year. Before I go any farther, when we sent out the email about this press conference, I probably got 15 emails back asking, is Ronnie Hearn coming out of retirement for the 5th time? No. Is Lon Reisman retiring? No. Are we going to Division I? No. And LeBron James is not bringing his talents to the Cowboy Capital next year, unfortunately, but hopefully in a few hours we'll know where LeBron will go. But we do have some important stuff to talk about today, so with that I'm going to keep moving along and talk a little bit about our brand. In athletics, a brand is so important, and as a staff in our athletic department, we talk about what we want our brand to be. And a lot of times we talk about this concept of an athletic department being the front porch of a university. In a lot of ways it is. Sometimes someone's first interaction, most times here at Tarleton, is coming to a football game, a basketball game, an athletic event, UIL competition at the football stadium. In a lot of ways, the athletic department is the front porch of this university, and if the athletic department is the front porch of the university, this Tarleton Sports Network that we're going to talk about today is the driveway that gets folks to that front porch. Because sometimes their first interaction with Tarleton might be listening to a radio broadcast, watching a webcast on tarletonsports.com. And what we do in the multimedia and broadcasting area in our department is so important that we decided as a staff that we needed a new brand. We've had the Tarleton Athletic Radio Network for about 10 years, but we need a brand that can encompass all of the multimedia and digital areas of broadcasting in our department. So today you'll see this new logo up on the largest video board in the Lone Star Conference. You'll see the logo up here in front of the podium. And this is our new logo for the Tarleton Sports Network. And I want to let you know that this isn't just about radio. When we do a video, if we go interview Coach Conger on our website, we put a video up, it's going to be under the Tarleton Sports Network umbrella. If we do a webcast of a volleyball game this year, it's going to be under the Tarleton Sports Network. If we do a radio broadcast of a football game, it's going to be under the Tarleton Sports Network. So this really is a comprehensive rebranding of all the multimedia in our department. We're excited to announce that today. And before we go any further, I want to thank some folks that have really made this possible. It seems like we've been working on this for months. When you do something like this, you can't do it overnight. So I want to thank a lot of folks that made this possible. First and foremost, our president, Dr. F. Dominic DeTavio. He is not here today, but I believe our vice president for advancement and external relations, Kyle McGregor, is here. Is Kyle here? Kyle is not here. So we want to thank Dr. DeTavio, and we want to thank Kyle for their leadership in making this possible. Texan Club board members, if you're on the Texan Club board, will you raise your hand, please? We've got 4 or 5 of those folks here today. And Coach Reisman will tell you, when we make a change like this, we go to our stakeholders first and foremost to get their input. And we got a lot of positive feedback on the things that we're going to talk about today. So we appreciate our board members and Texan Club members and what they do for us. Our athletic communication department, Damian Myers and Nathan Burrell's here. Damian's going to the University of Utah. Nathan's been promoted to director, very well deserving, and they really bought in on this concept. And we certainly weren't going to do something like this without our athletic communication folks thinking that this is the right direction for us to go in. Lance McFarland, who's back at the KTRL studios, the general manager at KTRL. He's not here because we're broadcasting this live and he's making sure that everything's going okay, but he's been great to work with and really a big part of making this happen. Assistant Athletic Director Troy Jones. Troy's back there. He set all this up this morning. He doesn't get a lot of credit, but he's really been a great sounding board for me and a partner in this, and I appreciate what Troy's done. At this time, I want to introduce a man who's been instrumental in making today possible. And I feel like, as an assistant athletic director, sometimes I take ideas to him that are crazy and outside the box. And sometimes I think he's going to look at me and tell me that I'm crazy and send me off the pasture. But what makes him such a good leader is that he's willing to listen, he's willing to adapt, and he's willing to do what it takes to make this department better tomorrow than it is today. So please help me welcome our athletic director, Lon Reisman.
Thank you, Casey. Well, thank you for being here today. It's a historical day, a great great day in our athletic department, and this creation of the Tarleton Sports Network, as you're seeing, takes us a step closer to where we're headed in the future. And I think everyone knows what we're exploring right now on different levels of athletic play. And we really felt like we had to establish a network like the Tarleton Sports Network, as you see at many Division I schools all over the nation. And so at this time, I want to announce that we have a new home at Tarleton State University, KTRL 90.5 FM for the 2014-15 year. Kelly, we really appreciate everything, and we have a new home, and now with these dials of Tarleton Sports, you know where to go now, 90.5, because that's where we'll be. Let me tell you, one of the great reasons that we decided to do this is because we wanted to come home to Tarleton State, number one. Number two is we have exclusivity to this. Whenever there's a game, no matter what time, the date, whatever, you know that's going to be on 90.5. And it really reaches out there. You know, I'm looking down here for some of the stuff that we were looking at this morning. KTRL has a very strong 4,700 watt signal that reaches 100-mile radius or more, 10 or more counties, 10 plus counties. And so it really, ERAP, Parker, Tarrant, Johnson. The stadium has an audience of almost 2.8 million listeners in this area, this range area. So this really is going to give us tremendous visibility for our athletic department. And as I said, the vision of where we're headed, we needed something like this, and to work at home with the people over in Kelly's area and have a relationship with them and build that relationship, I think it's a win-win situation for all of us. Not say any more, let Kelly come up here. I just want to thank you for your hard work and helping us with this. I know this has been like Casey said, this has taken us a couple of months, or even better than that, when we started talking about this, making this partnership become a reality. I know there's a lot of people involved in this that are not up here with us, and we want to thank them for their support. There's going to be more announcements coming in the future on the Tarleton Sports Radio Network that we'll be announcing here and hopefully very soon. I know there's other areas that we want you to be involved in. But again, I've been here 27 years. I can't think of any more at a time that I've been more excited about seeing us bring our radio to Tarleton State University, our athletic department back home to Tarleton State University, being a part of such a historical time as the Tarleton Sports Network. 90.5 FM, KTRL. You know where to go on the dial now. And we're looking forward to right here. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. You're a great basketball mind. Any idea where LeBron James is going to go? Cleveland, he says. So there you go, folks. Wish we could get him down. Wish he had a year of eligibility left. He could come down here and play. We probably have the two busiest people at Tarleton State University up here in Kelly Steyer and Ron Reisman. I want to introduce Kelly Steyer, the Dean of the College of Liberal and Fine Arts, and right now she's overseeing the 08 grant renovation, so she is very, very busy. And while she's been doing that and 100 other projects, she's been working with us on making 90.5 FM KTRL our home for Tarleton Sports and the Tarleton Sports Network. So at this time, I want to thank her for her hard work and welcome to the podium, Dr. Kelly Steyer.
Shocked and amazed that after you had the first question, are we going D1, that the second question was, will Kelly be speaking at the press conference? But really surprising that you weren't wondering that. I also want to thank Dr. Karen Murray, Provost of the University, because she supported me in our joint efforts to help us to make this happen today. So thank you to Dr. Murray as well as Dr. Tavio. They couldn't be here today, but they're very excited about this partnership. This announcement is very exciting for numerous reasons. It's exciting because it's a new venture, a new relationship between Tarleton State University Athletics and KTRL 90.5 FM within the College of Liberal and Fine Arts. I'm a Texan Club member, a season ticket holder, and a supporter of students, Tarleton State University students and student athletes as well. We are more than ready to use the 90.5 FM KTRL signal to broadcast the Tarleton Sports Network. We have lots of great programming to offer on 90.5, and now KTRL will have another one-of-a-kind broadcast, the Tarleton Sports Network. The announcement today forges a relationship which will showcase the talent of our student athletes on the field, on the court, and anywhere else my students can get a KTRL microphone. Okay? We're willing to go anywhere. Good. This relationship is bigger than that, though. It ensures that students who come from just about every major on campus, students of all sorts, radio soundboard operators, DJs, programming staff, student reporters, interns, script writers, student play-by-play announcers, and color announcers, some of whom are student athletes majoring in communication fields, and positions which haven't even been created yet, will have a new broadcast opportunity and, more importantly, a new environment in which to learn. Not just in the sound studio at the radio station, but also in the press box at Memorial Stadium and courtside here in Wisdom Gym, or by the diamond at Cecil Ballou Field, and again, anywhere else Coach Reesman's willing to let me put a microphone. I'm very excited about the enhanced vision this partnership begins today. This new relationship will do nothing but offer real-world experiences, which will give our broadcasting and reporting students an expertise and a leg up on the competition. Can you imagine what a great opportunity it would be for a student intern to get to shadow Casey Hogan and learn from one of the best? What a great way to learn how to be a top-notch broadcaster. I remember when I met Casey for the first time. I was a sponsor for Alpha Phi Sigma, and I came to the Student Leadership Awards, and you were student body president, and we sat there that night. I mean, I remember it as one of the nicest events Student Life hosts, and we had steak and shrimp, and he got up to the microphone, and my comment to everybody at the table was, "Who is this loud person?" I mean, he had the loudest voice at the microphone, and little did I know that he would be the broadcast voice for the Tarleton Sports Network in the future. I went on a trip to Washington, D.C. when he was working there, and he helped the students that I was attending with, gave us great access to the Capitol. It's been a great relationship from Casey from the get-go, and I'm thankful to be working with him. I'm also very pleased to announce that by this time on Monday, I should have several Loopers loaded with gear being rolled into the College of Liberal and Fine Arts' new facilities within the O.A. Grant Humanities Building. The TV studio, which encompasses a control room and a state-of-the-art hands-on learning space, will offer additional opportunities for joint broadcasts, which will be a great opportunity for future outstanding experiences between athletics and the College of Liberal and Fine Arts. Casey tells me he's got a face for radio, and what I've been told about the studio is between the green screen and the right light and makeup, we can push that along.
Good luck.
Okay, we'll test that state-of-the-art technology, you and I, there in the studio. They can even make the two of us look good. I'm looking forward to this upcoming season and academic year, as well as this partnership that's the best joint opportunity for all of our students to come along in a very long time. Go Texas!
Thanks, Dean Steiner. I don't think you have enough green screens and makeup to make this space acceptable for TV, but thank you for your leadership, and it's been a real pleasure to work with you since I've been back here at Tarleton, and we look forward to building this relationship. A couple extra folks here that sneaked in that I want to thank. We have a couple members of the executive cabinet here, our Vice President for Student Life, Rusty Jurgens, over here to my left, and we have our Vice President for Advancement and External Relations, Cal McGregor. So, Dr. McGregor, Dino, thanks for being here. Appreciate all that you do for our department. One of the things that I wanted to do this past year was really revamp our broadcast team, and I can tell you that we lost our sideline reporter, Joanna Hensley, joined us here. She's going to law school at Oklahoma, Boomer Sooner. So we lost Joanna, and we had to really reshuffle and rework our broadcast team. So I'm going to announce the broadcast team for the Tarleton Sports Network on the radio side over this next year. Before I do that, while it's on my mind, I want to thank, we've had a partnership with KSTV 93.1 FM since 2009, and it's been a great partnership. This announcement today doesn't reflect the end of our relationship. Boots Elliott and his staff have been great to work with. Like Coach said, this is really about us having an exclusive home where we're at on the radio dial every game and in a larger range. So we want to thank, before I go any further, I want to thank 93.1 FM KSTV for their relationship with Tarleton Athletics and all that they've done for us. So with that, I want to introduce the broadcast team, and I'll never forget, in 2007, I stood in this lobby, and Coach Reesman introduced at the time, I was probably 23, 24 years old. He announced me as the voice of the Texans. I think it was crazy. I don't know why he did it, but I remember I was nervous, and I walked up to the podium, and I told everyone that I wouldn't be the most experienced broadcaster in the Lone Star Conference, but I'd be the most prepared. And I'm about to introduce you to Andrew and Kelton, and you're going to see that we're not going to be the most experienced broadcast team in the conference, but when we get on the airwaves, we're going to be the most prepared, and that's what we expect. So with that, I want to introduce our broadcast team. Serving his first year as our color commentator for football broadcast only will be Mr. Andrew Hansen. Andrew, stand up. Give everybody a wave. Everybody give Andrew a hand. Many of you here know Andrew. He's a 2004 Stephenville High School graduate. He played safety at Howard Payne University in Brownwood for 4 years. He was an all-conference safety. I really think it's important in that color commentator role for a football broadcast to have someone that knows the game. I act like I know the game, but I don't really. But Andrew really knows the game. He's coached at Howard Payne. He's played at Howard Payne, played here at Stephenville, and he's hosted the Saturday morning scoreboard show on 93.1 KSTV for the past 4 years. And I don't know of anyone more excited to be a part of this than Andrew. I think he calls me 3 or 4 times a week. What are we going to do on the first broadcast? When are we going to go play golf? All this stuff. And I'm excited to have Andrew on board. He's going to be a valuable asset to our broadcast team. We also have a new voice of the Tarleton Texans. And I want to tell you a little story about how I met Kelton Weeds. We were up in Canyon a couple of years ago for a volleyball game. Coach Schindler was playing the Lady Buffaloes in the box. Don't look at me like that. And she had probably the biggest win in the history of this program. I don't think, Coach, they had lost there in 5 or 6 years, haven't they? And you go in there and, yes, that sounds good, ever. And Coach Schindler goes in there and beats West Texas A&M, their volleyball. They have a good, outstanding volleyball program as well. And I remember sitting in the stands, and about 3 seats behind me was this kid doing play-by-play on the radio for the volleyball broadcast. And I had never been, honestly, so impressed with my life at how good of a broadcaster this person was. And you know how hard it is to call a volleyball game, Jody Lee on the radio? It's not easy. And this guy was awesome. And I remember that day I said, this is someone that we need to get down to Stephenville, Texas to be a part of our radio broadcast. Kelton was a student at West Texas A&M. We've turned his maroon into purple, as you'll see on his tie. We don't like maroon around here. And we're not big on West Texas A&M, but we always like to pick their people away. And I can tell you, I've talked with the staff at West Texas A&M, and every single one of them, from the athletic director on down, said that we got an absolute steal getting Kelton Weeds here to be the voice of the Tarleton Texans. He'll be our women's play-by-play voice. He'll be the sideline reporter for football. He'll also host the pre- and post-game shows in the studio for football broadcast. Kelton served 4 years as the play-by-play voice of West Texas A&M sports on 91.1 KWTS at Canyon. And he's really one of the shining young stars in this business. Please help me welcome to say a few words, the new voice of the Tarleton Texans, Kelton Weeds.
First, thank you for being here. I'd like to thank Mr. Reisman and Mr. Hogan for this tremendous opportunity, as well as Tarleton State Athletics. Everyone that I've met here has extended their arms and extended their greetings and been very inviting and making me feel very at home in Stephenville. I am very excited for this opportunity to deliver Tarleton State sports to fans and supporters across the region. As Casey mentioned, I started off in radio when I was in high school, really, but dug in when I was earning my degree at WAT. And through my time, I've done play-by-play for football, volleyball, men's and women's basketball, baseball, and softball. I've also done numerous coaches shows and player interviews for all sports. So needless to say, I may be young, but I have an in-depth knowledge of sports and the relationships between coaches and players and broadcasters, and I certainly have a respect for the sacred nature of competition. With me, I am bringing a national championship in sports play-by-play and 4 national runner-up finishes. So I promise you won't be disappointed. This is a tremendous opportunity, not only for me, but for Tarleton State Athletics as we work toward a new era of TSU sports. I'm looking forward for the chance to work with Mr. Hogan, Coach Reisman, and Coach Wilson and her coaching staff going forward. Again, I'm thrilled to be here to cover Tarleton State Athletics, and again, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Kelvin. No, please don't call me Mr. Hogan. I don't deserve that. It's Mr. Reisman, Casey. But we're excited to have Kelton here, and he really is going to do a great job for us. And it's been about a 1.5 year process of really trying to bring Kelton in, and so to have him here, it's a real honor. So look forward to that. Look forward to working with Andrew and the entire broadcast team. At this time, Nathan Burrell has a wireless mic, so we can get these questions that are going to be asked on the radio. This is being broadcasted live. So if our media members have any questions for myself, Coach Reisman, Dean Styron, or Kelton, fire away. Don't fight yourself or anything here. So, anybody have a question?
coaches shows, things like that, how will they compete?
We'll get the, if you don't mind, we'll get the mic over there so we can get that on the radio.
Coaches shows, things of that nature, how will they compete?
They'll continue the same way that we've been doing. We haven't finalized the details yet. Coach Reisman will sit down and work on finalizing those shows, but Brad, I imagine they'll still be 12 to 12:30. We'll broadcast them live on 90.5 FM KTRO. We could tweak them. We haven't finalized the details yet, but I don't expect, Coach, correct me if I'm wrong, much changes as far as our coaches shows this first year. Thanks, Brad. Anyone else? Well, I do want to say one thing. One thing about moving to KTRL is we're going to have to do, we're going to be selling our own advertisements within the athletic department, underwriting this broadcast. And I can tell you yesterday was the first day I was out on the road selling. And we have 7 prime opportunities in our radio broadcast between the quarters and the pregame and the postgame. 5 of them sold yesterday. People are really buying into this concept and what we're doing. And we're going to have to produce this entire broadcast, and some good friends of mine that have been very helpful in helping me produce, they're going to help me produce these broadcasts as far as cutting liners, cutting commercials, are the folks at KWBY, Jody Lee, Sarah Cottle. I appreciate them being here and all they do in the community. And Jody Lee's kind of a Jedi when it comes to producing, and he's really going to help us produce these broadcasts. And it's partnerships like this that make something like this successful. We can't do it alone. So with that, thank you for being here, faculty and staff. We appreciate y'all taking some time out of your schedules to be here. And with that, go Texans and Texans. We appreciate it.